It was the talk, or perhaps most of the talk of the offseason. How would the Las Vegas Raiders offensive line do this season? Specifically the right tackle position, and obviously, yes, the guard positions. Players like Dylan Parham coming in there, Munford out of Ohio State. The question was, okay, how are these guys going to be able to come in and contribute, or what can we at least expect from the Raiders offensive line this year? And if I'm being honest, there's some good pieces, but I really need the Raiders to know that they need to use them. And we'll show you here the Raiders report, courtesy of Mitchell Renz here. So these are the pass blocking grades according to PFF for the Raiders offensive line versus the Chargers. You'll see Lester Cotton Sr. Did a great job, had an 84.4 PFF grade. Andre James, 79.7 PFF grade. Dylan Parham, 73.1. Jermaine Illuminar, 66.2. Colton Miller, 58.7. A little bit shocking there. Thayer Munford, 50.8, not great. John Simpson, a 50.3, with an overall grade ending things at a 66.2. So your question probably is, okay, there's a lot to take in there, and actually we'll bring you back here to it. So you see here the starting guards and guys like John Simpson, that again, 50.3, not great, a little bit below average, and then a guy like Lester Cotton Sr., who was a very good pass blocker, okay, but you're probably now asking your question of how did they grade out totally, like what was their total PFF scores throughout the rest of the game, and we have those for you here as well. So from left to right, we have them for us. So here's Colton Miller at left tackle, played all 58 snaps for the Raiders, allowed 1 sack, no penalties, did have a 59.0 PFF grade. And then you got John Simpson, the left guard, who started all and played all 58 snaps for the Raiders. No sacks, one penalty, did have a 56.7 PFF grade. So both of those guys, a little bit below average, but not the end of the world. But to me, the guy you really want to keep an eye on, Dylan Parham there at center guard, if you will. I believe he played most of those at right guard, and came in, had a total of 35 snaps, no sacks, had an 82.3 PFF grade, and no penalties. And then here, Andre James, 58, 0, obviously you guys can read as well. So these are some pretty good numbers from guys like Dylan Parham. I think he really showed why he needs to be the starter for the Raiders moving forward. Like, if we're being honest, I really don't see a reason as to why John Simpson should start out there. There's no reason at all, because again, if we bring you just up the numbers in terms of production, John Simpson, no offense, should not be on the field next week against the Cardinals. It just shouldn't happen, because Dylan Parham had a great game in terms of a run blocking, which again, he was met in pass blocking. We covered that, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to clear space in the run game, and his pass blocking grade was actually really respectable, 73.1, above average. So that means his run blocking grade was as equally as impressive. So I think that the Raiders, and we'll talk about this in a later video, the fact that they need to stop messing around and just start him already. But I think at the end of the day, when you take a look at these grades and how each of these offensive linemen played, also you look at a guy like Jermaine Illuminar. His pass blocking grade wasn't amazing, but he was one of those guys that I really felt, it was a little bit above average at a 66.2. He's one of those guys I don't have a problem with him starting again. Thayer Munford, another one of those guys starting at tackle that, it didn't go according to plan, but I would still like to see him get some snaps just to see what he can do. It was his first NFL action. Give the man a break, because I think there's a lot to work with. So just between those two, in Dylan Parham and Thayer Munford, there needs to be more snaps. There needs to be more of an opportunity for those two younger players. I think that they've got all the talent in the world, and the coaching staff needs to take a serious look at starting those two, or at least finding ways to make this offensive line the best that it can possibly be. But let us know what you guys think. Those are the grades for the Las Vegas Raiders offensive line in Week 1 versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com, or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the Las Vegas Raiders offensive line grades against the Los Angeles Chargers in Week 1.